We are looking at the Queen Mother Champion chase, and I'll throw something to you before we go into detail about this. This is the point that I really want to stress about Anti-Post. You got Side Grugy at 7-1 much earlier on.
Yeah.
Sprinter Sacra, obviously the doubt surrounded that horse, and at some point Sprinter Sacra was 10-11, 4-5.
Yeah.
Side Grugy was 5-2, and is now, without Sprinter Sacra, is potentially going to be a bigger price without that horse in it. Are the bookmakers going crazy, or is there something in there?
At one point, a couple of weeks ago, 7-4. And you know, raving favourite. I think the horse is going to win the race anyway. I'm not hoping it's going to win the race. But the minute anything was mentioned about Sprinter Sacra being not quite 100%, straight onto Betfair and had a bet as quickly as I could about Saudi Grugy, because I fancied it already for the race a little bit. Obviously, not with Sprinter Sacra in the race. You know that the horse is true champion. But yes, now it's 3-1. How
can we explain that?
I know why.
Go on then.
It's the ground change. Gary Moore has clearly come out and said he's a better horse on softer ground, and the exchanges are going to react to that. Whether, you know, when a trainer says his horse is better on a softer conditions, you know, people are going to listen to him, and that's all it is. Whether he probably is a better horse on softer ground, but he's putting up a better price for the horse.
We did see about My Tent of Yours might have a niggle. Quervega might not have got in the boat coming over. I mean, Quervega had a great race, and My Tent of Yours could have won the champion.
Exactly. So you can take it how you want to take it, but he's drifted for that reason, I would imagine.
Oh, okay, Connor.
Well, the simple fact is that price is because of his Cheltenham form. Connections have said he hates Cheltenham. He hates Cheltenham. He hates the whole course in general. So, you know. But
again, we looked at this race, and I know Kid Cassidy is not one of the likely winners of this race. But when Kid Cassidy beat Side Grugy, there was a £10. He was giving the horse £10. He was pulling a cart coming from two from home. It was his second run back.
Yeah.
I don't buy into the fact that it's not a Cheltenham horse. Just been found out on the day.
Neither do I. And I thought the horse was travelling perfectly well, and I thought the horse ran a very good race. The subsequent races it's run have been superb. The Ascot race I thought was you know, a demolition job. And looking through the rest of the race, it's hard to make a real sort of case for anything else.
Can Captain Conan reverse the form standing?
I'm not the biggest fan of Captain Conan, Side Grugy or Kid Cassidy. They're three horses that I think could all throw in bad races. They've all got that type of
But how
profile.
can you say that about Side Grugy after the way he's been running this season? He's been thrown a bad race. He hasn't run that bad race.
He has thrown in a bad race. If you go back to Aintree last year.
Well, I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about this season.
Year, okay, yeah, this year, as an 8-year-old, he has been pretty fantastic in stages. But maybe that Aintree form for me, I can't forget that race. But when actually Special Tiara won the race and Overturn came second, Side Grugy finished about 24 lengths back in fourth. Alderwood, I think, come third that day. It sort of sits in my mind on better ground.
Tell us what can't win. What can then?
He's going to tell us, but he's going to come out.
Well,
with
the funny
one
thing is, you'd automatically think that I'd go to Arkan Legionnaire of Ruby Walsh, but I think he needs softer ground as well. I want to look for a horse that likes fast ground here. I know the description tonight of Cheltenham is going to be good to soft tomorrow, so it's quickening up even more. And I think Special Tiara's got a cracking chance, and I think Davy Russell's got an absolute great ride for Henry de Bromhead.
You don't even Bobby Beavers now when he comes out Rock on Ruby, do you?
But I think that a lot of people have dismissed that form when he beat Side Grugy by 22 lengths and Overturn in second.
Interrupt him, don't you?
I think
it's a great each-way bet.
Don't swing your chair. Just tell him, just interrupt him.
I think the most interesting horse in here is Paul Nicholls' Hinterland. Second season novice. He's put him straight in here, apart from the Arkle. He's chosen this over the Arkle. And if you go back to his win over Grandjouet in the Henry VIII chase at Kempton, that race was 2 seconds quicker than the Tingle Creek on the same day.
Well, Paul Nicholls has come out and said he had a breathing operation during the summer. He said that he goes well fresh and he can go on good ground.
I think Hinterland is a danger to
I like
to
Hinterland, but Grandjouet did not run well enough today.
Oh, yeah.
He can't jump,
to make me think that, you know, that puts Hinterland into it.
But did you not get the impression? I mean, Hinterland's only 6, and the way it did run a bit. Even in the finish, it ran a bit green, suggesting there's a lot more improvement there. Do you not think that Hinterland is a danger?
His trainer's a genius, and he worries me that he's put him in this race instead of the Arkle.
When saying that was his plan, even after that win, it was the Arkle was the plan. But this is a secondary fault. This is a really weak Queen Mother Champion chase.
Well, I'm not sure, because I think Sire de Gruge is a very, very good horse, and I really think he's going to win this race.
So do I. And it's actually my nap of the Cheltenham week.
We agree about something then.
Yeah, it does worry me, the drift, though.
There has got to be doubts in your mind about him going up that hill, because he's not done it in the past. There's got to be. You've got no doubt in your mind he'll go up that hill in front.
He's going 11.10. It's going 11.10 last time. That's a lot of weight to lump around.
Well, against carrying that
I know, but against Kid Cassidy it was 11 stone. That's almost a stone in weight. Trying to give that horse that day. Kid Cassidy can run good races. He's a bit of a quirky horse, but he did run well that day. And if you take, the second last he makes a mistake, the last he jumps as if he's going to win it and just tires on the running. But you think it's coming up the hill? I think
there's other horses that maybe not. As I said, I'm not that keen on Captain Conan. I think there are other horses. I think there's value in this race. I think Bailey Green, he goes on any type of ground. He ran a good race in the Arkle last year.
Not the horse I thought he was. He's not. I thought this horse was going to be a champion horse. He's not.
I'll pose this to you. Do you think, if you go hindsight's lovely, but Western War Horse today, could you have had him winning today?
No.
There you go. There's my answer right there.
Let's not get into the realms of fantasy. That's happened. This is a race in the future, and you have to go by the form. We have to look at the existing form, and the best form on offer, in my opinion, is Sire de Gruge at Ascot last time out.
But I would say very quickly, trainers are making a point because Sprinter Sack was not there. That's put it in this race. We could nick it. The same things apply to Size in Europe, who was not even entered in the race, has been supplemented into the race. Can we have Size in Europe?
No. Size in Europe is beaten 7 lengths by Beneficent last time out. It's not good enough form. The horse is too old.
I would say he's in first-time cheek pieces, and you know what they've been doing recently.
Yeah, I'm losing first-time headgear. Very quick on before we go to the corner.
Yeah, well, any other horse that would have won a Tingle Creek, Desert Orchard and a Clarence House in one season would definitely be odds on. I can't see why Sire de Gruge is 5-2.
Thank you.
I personally think
Connor's absolutely right.
Course form ground, simple as.
No, he's a much better horse this season. He's developed into a more mature horse, and I think he's going to take a lot of beating personally.
Okay, well, is it going to take a lot of beating? Bobby's going to take a lot of beating because he hasn't tipped us a winner yet. But over to Bobby in Twitter corner.
Can I just point out that I did tip Vitor to win the Supreme today. Thank you, Peter. Right, so yes, we've had quite a few people now. Good response to the jumper double, and obviously now we are talking the Queen Mother Chase, which is a 3:20 tomorrow at Cheltenham. From what I can gather, a lot of you are really fancying Captain Conan because you put him in your jumper double. Lisa, hello Lisa, hope you're enjoying the show. She fancies Del Arca and Captain Conan. That's for her jumper double. Flex and Flare has been mentioned as well for the Coral Cup. That's in somebody else's jumper double along with Captain Conan. And John has just tweeted a minute ago, he likes Del Arca and Size in Europe. He's back in Size in Europe. But one thing I will say to the panel is that a horse I really like that's not been mentioned yet, I really like Wishful Thinking for Team Hobbs, and Richard Johnson will take the ride. We saw him last time at Cheltenham win at 2 mile 5 furlong on heavy ground. He's back to 2 miles tomorrow, and I think the ground will really suit him. My money, Wishful Thinking. Pete, just rip me like you normally do.
Well, I'm glad it's his money, because it wouldn't be mine.
11-year-old?
Oh, well, he talks nonsense in Bobby in Twitter corner, doesn't he?
This is what's great about this game, is that we're all so split on this. This Queen Mother's tricky.
That's what it's all about. This is why we do shows like this, because I feel that in general, if you look at terrestrial TV or other networks, people cannot generate an opinion, and this is what it's all about. We all have a laugh, it's all a bit of banter. At the end of the day, if we lose, I'm sure I'm going to have a loser, Bobby will come back to me. But that's what racing should be about.
I thought we were going to have a fight after the show.
No, absolutely not. But everyone's got an opinion, and we should be allowed to give an opinion. We're going to divide opinion on Twitter. When people watch it back, they'll say what an idiot that guy was.
People love horses.
Absolutely.
People fall in love with horses, and that's a great thing. There's been lots of horses over the years that I've fallen in love with, and they've been great friends to meet as far as gambling is concerned. But when you fall in love with a horse, you stop thinking with your wallet, start thinking with your heart. And then you start backing horses. And to me, Wishful Thinking is a horse that was fantastic. He's 11-year-old now. I can't see him win this race. But he's a horse that people will be in love with because he's been a great horse over the years. I just can't get away from Sire de Gruge.
I just think it's a two-horse race. We've got to touch on Captain Conan quickly. Connections are very, very sweet on this chance here. When Sprinter Sacre was pulled out,
fairly fresh as well.
Slaughtered by.
I know, but you can you know, it's come out that day that he had low potassium. I've no
Low what?
idea.
Low potassium.
Is that something to do with not eating enough carrots?
Yeah,
Well, it's something that I have no trouble in. I don't have a low potassium.
Carry on though. Carry on.
Yeah, but you know, connections are very sweet. And when Henderson took out Sprinter Sacra, apparently he said to Garrity, "Don't worry, I've still got the champion chase winner in Captain Conan."
Really?
And he's been working
he
very,
was
very
quite
sweet.
bullish when Mickey Henderson was on our programme
the
before.
stable lad as well said that he's always loved Captain Conan.
He's
Yeah,
working
and
very
the
well.
good, the thing that could swing you in Captain Conan's favour is the fact that basically 1 run this season could come. You know, Side of Groups had a lot of runs, and it might have been one too many last time.